she comes.
Okay. It's 3 o'clock.
Glad to see you're not crying this meeting too.
Mine feels much better.
Are we ready? Yeah. Call us to order, 3 o'clock. We have a quorum. Cindy Segovia, Butch Gollum, Chip Macon, and myself. We are missing Jody Jacobs and Melissa Letts.
We have a visitor with us. Would you like to announce yourself?
Antone Weaker with the Devine News.
Thank you. Do you have any comments?
No, it hasn't changed a bit from the last time I was here.
Okay, thank
Can you
you.
spell your last name?
R-I-E-C-H-E-R.
Thank you.
Approval of the April 30th Board of Director meeting minutes. Anybody have any changes? No.
Move to accept them.
Chip moves to accept. Second?
And second.
Cindy seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No, everybody voted yes. Okay, today is 5/14/25. Okay. Approval of financial report. Jonette? Anything different?
No, not really. I mean, everything's still kind of going along. We've gotten in 56.9% of the income from the entities. We should be sending out another letter this month, right? June. Yes, June. Another quarterly payment will be going out. Everything else is pretty much in line, under budget. We're at 39.1% on the total budget.
Total expenses, you spent 39.1%, but you've collected 56.9%.
Right.
So you're under spending. January through December, we're not halfway through yet, so it looks like you're doing very well. Any questions on this?
No.
Okay. I don't think we need to take any action.
You don't need to approve.
But we can
It
if we
hasn't
want to.
changed in 2
No, it
weeks.
hasn't changed in 2 weeks much.
Repeat that.
I don't think we need to take any action on this. It hadn't been long enough since we approved it.
Text messages go in my hearing aids and I blocked everything out. I tried to turn it off, but it didn't, but turn it off.
All right, let's go to the asbestos inspection at 728 18th Street. We have a proposal by Bear Engineering. We did not have this on the agenda specifically as a separate item last time. We had it on the agenda as a lump sum or lump group under our property acquisition. So I have put it back on the agenda as a separate item, and so we'll approve it. But now, in addition to that, we actually have a proposal from Bear Engineering that it would cost us $4,128 to do the asbestos inspection. And so I would be looking for a motion to approve Bear Engineering and their expected costs for this asbestos inspection. And I think that the city of Hondo is going to require us to have this
I'm sure they will.
ready to go.
Well, we need to have all our inspections ready to go because the city's going to require it.
Right.
So, is this gonna be done before closing date? Or are we gonna,
We can delay it until after closing.
I think we need to do it before closing.
yes,
Yeah, I mean,
because tentatively Friday is closing day, right?
Let's see back
So
there.
it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be closing Friday either,
Oh, okay,
because the bank's not ready.
okay.
So that
Yeah,
means
this should
we're
be
probably
done-
extending closing to possibly the end of the month.
Okay,
this should be done prior to closing.
yeah, I agree.
I'm okay doing it ahead of time. It's for $4,000.
Oh, yeah, the cost is not an issue.
No.
The issue to me is having it done.
Being
after
ready to
closing.
go.
Yeah, and then, yeah.
He doesn't anticipate having anything. He said even though the original building is older, he's assuming that this is all assumption.
Sure.
That, because they did a complete renovation in like 2009, so he's hoping at that point that they, if there was anything, they'd have found it at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Sheldon gutted the thing in 2000, whenever he bought it.
But it would be nice to know before we
Sure.
buy it, whether there are any major problems.
So I'll make the motion that we accept their engineer's bid, but done prior to closing.
Right. And I'll get with him if I can today and find out if I can get a date set for it. If not, first thing in the morning, I'll email him. I don't know whether I'll have a response
second.
today or not.
Butch seconds. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Proceed with Bear Engineering. Okay. All right. Discussion and/or action on the architect for renovations at the 18th Street building.
I think we just gave you, I don't know if I gave you the
I have
amount. I gave you
two.
just the footprint, right?
Yeah, you gave us the footprint, so I want to do the same thing with this. It was not. You have one with existing walls and one without. What it would look like when they're finished. And Johnette has
But
the
it's only showing a
proposal.
portion of it.
Yeah, it's showing the
Eastern
5,000
three,
square
yeah.
feet.
The three, okay.
This looks like, if I'm reading it right, 35,000?
This is showing 2,500 square feet.
Should be about 5,000 square feet.
I'm looking here at the bottom.
Yeah, I agree.
It says 2,500, total is 2,500 square feet. I don't have any dimensions on here where I can do math quick.
Adds up to no dimension.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what we've had in the past.
I didn't even look at the size of it.
And the grand total of the building is how many square feet?
7,900,
Okay. So 2,500 is a
a
third.
third of it. $15, $15, $15 is supposed to have been 4,500, not
Well,
2,500.
this should have been, if this was all three, this would be 4,500, almost 46, a little over 4,600 square feet. So I don't know exactly how this was drawn out. Unless, this isn't the,
I wonder, because it says retail and office.
hold on. This looks like 2296 would be like the massage elite, the far western part.
Well, we walked him through this.
You walked them through the eastern part. Mm-hmm. So I've got bathroom,
That's 4,500.
That's
I've got the two doors there, I've got,
Well, the two doors do coming right here.
yeah, we got those two doors there
Square
too.
footage is either off or.
Something's not right about this.
Well, they talk to me. Yep, I'm dying afraid.
And then we were getting rid
Okay,
of
so
those
that's a
doors.
detail we need to,
Because he's got door here.
Yeah,
He's got this
And then
existing,
he's
and
got
this
door
door here.
here.
Well, this is the original, and this is what he proposed.
yeah, that's not what we're,
But we're only looking at a grand total of 2,500 square feet according to this diagram.
This is the only.
and it should be 4,500 square feet.
Yeah,
it's
40
just a,
4620 actually is what it should be.
So his math is wrong.
Yeah.
Well, if we add these up,
To say the least. We're about math when they calculate cost.
yeah, I looked at that like that was going to be so easy.
Yeah, now I see what she pointed out. The three doors are in the front on the one on my right here. You can see three doors.
You can see three doors.
This is converted to one door.
Correct.
And so that's the renovated change.
This is the renovated change.
The one door.
The one door, right. These doors go away.
But it hasn't changed that much really.
no.
No.
Which is a good thing. It shouldn't cost us that much to get to where we want to be. Here is the drawing of what it is today.
You see the square footage on that one?
It's a breakdown of
Let me see the drawing.
I thought all of these offices were going out,
Shut this door
No.
off here.
because that wall was moving all the way over.
That's
And it
moved
made
over.
this a training
That's what
room.
the wall moved over.
And made 2 offices
Yeah,
out of
there was
that.
Still, there's 2 hallways in there.
Yeah, yeah.
This hallway is moved over.
There's 3
Move
hallways.
this
Yes,
wall
there's 3
There's
hallways.
still 3 hallways.
There's
create
3,
more room.
yes.
For a conference room, office,
We moved this hallway over.
lobby's
We didn't
larger,
close it out
reception's
completely,
larger.
it's moved over.
And comes back to here.
are the horses registered?
Yeah, here you get a wall here.
Yeah.
So then just save that.
No, I like what he did.
So then.
He just-
No, the layout, I don't have a problem with the layout, I guess. I mean,
2,000
Janet, if this is functional for,
For you, yes.
You've got that documentation to back you up.
And I think having a conference room in your space for your office to have meetings is a good thing, even though we have a boardroom over in the 2200.
all the way over on the east
Yes.
side, or the west side.
Yes.
So we're just doing paint over there and flooring in the east, for west side?
Just painting over there, I don't even.
Because the
I didn't think
layout's
flooring is
functional as
good in
is.
the layout.
And Jonette's gonna make that into the hearing room beginning in June. And so we may not do paint and flooring and ceiling until after this is finished,
Because it works as is,
as
yeah.
is, yes.
other than furniture.
She's got to buy furniture.
Yeah, by June, but other than that, that's really, it can go as long as there's seating and everything else.
Right.
Yes.
And we've asked her to buy furniture for a boardroom and hearing room.
Okay.
And so this is just one we just had one architect look at this?
Yes, we voted last week to employ Opelt, and I don't say his name right. Opelt,
Hotel.
here in Hondo. But I have put it back on the agenda because, like I said, it was on the agenda under a general property building purchase, and I want to make it a separate agenda item. So I wanted to vote on it again today, and then he has presented us.
The original stuff that we had for this.
Yes, that's right.
This
there.
is,
And then so did he give us an estimate of square foot cost?
$35,000
Is what he has to do this,
that's his architectural bid to do
to do it.
Yes.
over 8,000
And this
square
is a
feet.
preliminary drawing.
He's not gonna be doing much on the other side though, right?
No.
Right.
No, and it'll be a year before the cleaners, right? Because it's June of
July 26.
26 before that lease is
Before
up.
they're moving out. He says MEP Engineering
Mechanical.
estimated at $2 a square foot up to $4 a square foot. Structural engineering is not necessary.
No.
Professional services fee, level 4, complexity, flat rate, $35,000. And this is only units 3 through 5.
Right, because we don't need him for unit 1, and it'll be a while before we need it for unit 2.
Right.
So, I wonder if he's not including hallways in here.
You need to get that clarified.
Because, I mean, that's,
It would take,
Used to be a math major, now it's in there, nothing,
I know, and I tried to add it.
walking 45 of them.
I don't know that it matters. We need to
The main
clarify.
thing is, yeah, we just
but
need to,
we need
whether we're hiring
to
him.
approve $35,000 for him to draw and continue with the drawing. This is just a preliminary drawing.
yeah, I mean, if we've approved him as our architect,
We're gonna redo it today.
Then I can go
Because it's
back and
under a
ask
specific
questions.
it was under a
agenda item
specific thing,
today.
so we need to make a motion if we're going to go with Opel, and then secondarily accept the bid.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to get all the ducks in a row.
I'm sorry, I have a question. On this Office 11, what's that gap there? What does that signify?
Probably a window, and
It is-
it's got an existing window there.
It's the only window on that
Yeah,
far
there's a window on
eastern
that.
wall.
Okay, because on the cleaner one, it doesn't show anything, so I'm like, there's a gap.
On this drawing, yes.
On this drawing, yes, the one that's marked up, yes, but on this one, no. Not the one I'm looking
It didn't show the line as a window.
at. Okay.
Yeah, it's a window.
It's the only window in the whole premises.
Does it
Yeah.
show it in the conference room and
He's gonna put
Those are gonna be
windows
windows where the doors
in
are
the
now.
conference room and in Johnette's office.
But I'll send you that link, and then I'll send you the plan, guidelines. I'll send you a request for it, just so you have everything together. And then,
And so 13 offices is what it comes down to.
And how many were there before? I know they were smaller.
Two, 3, 4, 5.
Well, some of them were so small they're not even used.
Cubicles.
10, 11, 12,
For
13,
her
14,
uses.
15, 16, 17, 18.
18 spaces is what they had.
19, yeah.
This is making them a little larger, giving you a copy room, giving
So
room
maybe he
for a little
went-
break room.
this way? Didn't she say, is there like 6 offices along that one wall?
Yeah, but he cut
So
them
maybe-
down.
Instead of going out this way, he
Went that way too.
Okay.
They went
It's
both
still
ways.
extended because this is the size of them before.
Okay.
So that hallway is moved over to here.
That's good. The help desk is a decent size.
Decent reception.
Yes.
It's a larger reception than was there before.
It's one of the,
Larger than what's in here.
well,
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
downside here is there's none.
How many offices are you divided up into here right now?
Well, if you want to call hers an office.
Right.
There's 12 employees right now, and everyone is in their own office.
Okay.
Per se.
Or
Yes, other than the two girls in the very
Me and
front, the
Laura.
reception. And well, and that's right, they share an office too.
And they share an office, right? So this meets this meets your needs today.
I think so.
Okay.
And then we have the cleaners for additional staff.
Right, and as the county grows and you know that you're gonna need to hire more people, they'll be
Right.
over into the cleaners area. And so this gives a little room for expansion and
And storage.
Some storage. Shouldn't be, we don't want you storing records in boxes,
Well, most of it's been scanned.
right?
So,
Should be. Okay. Okay, so, do we,
I'll make the motion that we hire Paddle Creek Design, Thomas Opel as our architect.
And we approve the $35,000.
Do we need them in the
Proposed.
same motion or separate motions?
It can be the same one.
And that we accept their $35,000 bid
Second?
for architectural design.
You want a second?
Oh, okay, second.
All in favor?
You want discussion?
You, okay.
It's real simple. Anytime we get bid, I would like 2 or more. 2 to 3 is typical. But I know we're in a rush, but that just makes us look like better stewards.
And I think we did have 3 names or so, didn't we?
We had names, we didn't have bids, we didn't ask for
Bids,
any
right.
proposed,
yeah, we had a motion
Expenses.
last meeting to hire him, but then we brought it back on the agenda.
And I'll vote to hire him, but I'm, future discussion, I want more than one.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, carries. All right, next item is the financing.
Give you that back.
Last meeting, we voted to go with, we had bids from TXN, Community, and Security State Bank. We voted to go with TXN,
Castroville State.
Castroville State Bank. I have, and Security State Bank. I
Right.
have put it back on the agenda for us to reconsider today, and I'm gonna turn it over to Johnette because she has brought an issue, but we may have to go into executive session because we have a conference set up with our attorney for him to give us legal advice. So you want to bring the issue up first?
Okay, sure. I know when we spoke with Drew, we had the conference call with Drew with Government Capital about the conduit.
Organization?
Yes, conduit organization, whatever you call that. That is something that is required by statute, regardless of which bank we go to. And that was why we were getting the ruling from our attorney. He was going to give you more guidance and more explanation of it. They have a bill that's introduced that they feel sure is going to pass. And it changes the wording. I have where did I put it? So the way the code reads right now, it states, the board of directors as an appraisal district may purchase or lease property and may construct improvements as necessary to establish and operate the appraisal office or a branch appraisal office. And then this is where it explains setting up the conduit. And the new bill states, the board of directors as an appraisal district may purchase, finance the purchase of, or lease real property and may construct or finance the construction of improvements as necessary to establish and operate the appraisal office or a branch appraisal office.
Okay.
How does that differ from
It adds in finance.
that we may finance? And this, the original
way
law
that
says we must
you
finance.
You can only purchase or lease. You cannot
You
finance.
cannot finance, okay.
Okay, is Matthew available?
He said he gave me his number to call him directly.
Okay, so I guess we can finish the rest of the agenda and then go into executive session. Let's see what else is on here.
Just my report, I think.
Discussion interaction for signer on the
for-
closing
yes.
documents. All right, so I want, in order to prepare for closing, I wanted to be sure that Johnette had authority to sign the closing documents, so I put this on as an agenda item for us to move to allow her to give her authority to sign the closing documents.
On behalf of the board.
Yes.
I'll make a motion.
No second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Do you have anything else in your chief appraiser's report?
Just that notices have gone out. We sent out probably about 28,000. We will probably be sending out another 1,000 personal property. We hadn't sent them out originally because we have a lot of extensions, so I usually send out the real first and then send out the personal property once we get everything in with the extensions. We've already got about 160 or 180 protests. They just went out last week, so.
That's fast. People filled them out
Well,
and mailed them
we
in.
we now have a online portal set up so they can file, and that's been opened up to the agents also. So the agents have started utilizing that portal also to file their protests. So
When did you say hearings will start?
the hearings will begin June 23rd. I have been in contact with our IT company. We have it set up as soon as we close. We will start we will be purchasing 5 new computers because we're in a position right now where we're going to have to buy a bunch of computers because Windows 10 is going away. And we have 8 computers that cannot be upgraded. So those have to be replaced anyways. So we will be putting new computers over there, and then once we finish with the hearings, then we'll just move them, or we may leave them there. I'm not sure exactly what we'll do, but we'll get them eventually moved into the renovated part of it.
And you would have been buying those
We
computers?
would have been buying them regardless
No matter
now.
what. Okay.
Yeah, because the fact that we have so many of them. We do have, we're kind of like half and half. It looks like half can be upgraded and half has to be replaced because they're older.
Okay.
So we're working on getting that. We have to get a internet set up over there, which is all of this stuff will go into play once I've signed everything. Then we'll start getting ready for the hearings over there. So we are planning to have the hearings over there right now. And like I said, we'll have enough computers over there that some of the appraisers can stay over there and work with the customers ahead of the hearings if we need to.
Okay.
That's really about it.
And your purchase of furniture?
I've been looking, but I can't figure out what kind of tables to put in there. I'm looking at folding.
No, you may not purchase, no.
These are good, solid tables.
No, I have found.
Simulated
I
wood
went
grain.
on what was it, Desk Galore,
Yes.
and I did find but they only have one. It's either you get that one or you don't get a conference table, and it's kind of one of those. But I can't tell if it.
Okay, you
It's made well.
need a design person or an agent or something. Let's see if we need to find you somebody to help you buy furniture. Okay.
Sorry, I just.
Did you volunteer, Butch?
Design for work has it that they have a mixture of new furniture, have access to all the new furniture. They also have, when businesses go out, they pick up a lot of equipment.
Desk Galore?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess I can probably I'm gonna just have to go. I'm trying to do everything online, and it's just probably not gonna happen.
I don't have a
And it's
problem with
close.
you
I
buying.
mean, it's right there, Marlboro.
Yeah.
410. Believe me, it's a large warehouse. You're bound to
Find something. Like I said, online they have one when you type in conference table.
Yeah,
And it's
their
one of those
inventory
things-
probably is
Yeah,
constantly.
well, and I was saying,
Yes.
it's one of those, the typical one you see that's kind of bowed on the side, that's what they have. That's the one table they have.
Well, you need to measure that room, because you don't want the room to be 40 feet long and your table to be 20.
Or
Might have
6.
to have two.
Or 6.
I'm thinking just big enough for the hearing.
All right. Well, and you need to set the hearings up. My memory is you want a table for the taxpayer, a table for your staff, a table for the judges.
Right, that's what I'm trying to figure out, how to set it up as far as if I'm gonna have, because this is how they sit now. The board sits right here, and each of the presenters are on the side.
Okay. This is too small. You need to go bigger to
To fill up that room.
more of a hearing type.
Y'all didn't really put me outside my comfort zone.
That's all
Or you
right.
can think of also the other furniture that goes, you're gonna have.
Which
Right.
not doesn't kill you.
I know,
It makes you
I
strong.
Get some,
I'm not
get some
very-
proposals. We
I
need
guess,
some.
would you say it frugal? I guess I am.
Very.
So I'm having a really hard time.
You're running out of time.
I know.
I'll be happy to help with that.
Okay.
Yes,
So
get
we'll get everything, it'll work. We'll get it. It'll
I
be
used to
done.
buy the furniture for our place when I
Okay.
was with the
There
city
we
and
go.
the county and feds. So,
Okay.
Get her.
There
Yeah.
we go.
Okay. That's wonderful.
I'm just trying to do my real job, and the timing of all this is just couldn't be the worst.
I know. I understand. Okay.
I can go do a shopping, go showcase the place, take pictures and show you, okay?
You can just FaceTime her from there.
All right, we're going to go into executive session. We're going to call the lawyer, Matthew, what's his last name?
Tepper.
Tepper. And talk to him.
26?
326.